Alright, you lot. Ever wonder how hell we got to a point where apps are being blamed for doing what parents couldn't be asked to do? Strap in. This ain't a headline. It's a bloody wake-up call. Because when a lawsuit blames platforms instead of predators and lets piss poor parenting off hook, someone's got to drag rotten truth into daylight, kicking and screaming. Spoiler alert, it ain't going to be PR team at Roblox. Let's rip bandage off, shall we? An 18-year-old girl is suing Roblox and Discord, claiming their apps facilitated her exploitation. Stuff that started when she was just 12. And yeah, it's horrific. No sane person's excusing what happened. But here's where bile starts to rise. Lawsuits not just going after Predator, it's swinging at tech companies for defective design, failure to warn, and my personal favourite, fraudulent misrepresentation. What fuck does that even mean? Did Roblox hand-deliver this predator to her inbox with a fruit basket and a game pass? And let's not ignore 5-year gap here. 5 fucking years! You gotta wonder where were these legal warriors when girls' life were falling apart in real time? Right, probably waiting for her to hit 18 so they could launch a full-scale cash grab blitz under noble banner of justice. Look, Discord and Roblox are hardly saints. But treating them like co-conspirators in a predator's crime is like blaming Postman for delivering ransom letters. They built platform. Predators broke rules. That's not criminal conspiracy. That's fucking reality on internet. If you want a bubble-wrap fantasy world, you're gonna need more than terms of service. You'll need a fucking time machine. And here's kicker. Both companies gave their cookie cutters safety as our top priority response. Translation? We're lawyered up and ready to ride this storm out in silence. Of course, they won't say more. Old human might cost them money. Let's stop dancing around it and call real villain out by name. Shit parenting. Because in this case, it's not just about predators or platforms. It's about a parent who handed the 12-year-old a loaded digital weapon and then buggered off to scroll fucking TikTok in peace. Look, you gave your kid access to Roblox and Discord. That's like saying, here's a bike, here's a motorway, don't die. No training wheels, no helmet, just vibes and negligence. And now years later, you're acting shocked Pikachu because a predator slithered through cracks. Newsflash, they always fucking do. Cracks at bloody internet. And don't come at me with, she had her father's consent. Yeah? And where were daddy when she were in a DM thread being groomed? Did you think moderation team at Roblox were going to tuck her in at night? This isn't some isolated tragedy. It's pattern. The parent lets screen raise the kid. Something goes horrifically wrong. And instead of saying, we failed, they reach for a lawyer like a wet wipe. Want to know why predators are thriving? Because you fucking let them in through Wi-Fi. If your kid's underage and you're not sitting with them, talking with them, checking on them, then you're not parenting. You're fucking delegating. And in this case, delegation were to a server full of randos, mods stretched thinner than NHS staff, and AI filters less reliable than your grand Sky remote. It's time to stop pretending it's apps. Real defect is in mirror. So let's torch this fantasy once and for all. Because some of you genuinely believe Roblox and Discord should have somehow known this were happening in real time. As if their bloody servers come with psychic powers and predator alert siren that goes off when someone types, hi. Let's get one thing straight. No app, no platform, no AI system on Earth can fully police what happens in real-time DMs. Especially when kids lie about their age like it's a national sport. You want age verification? Cool. You're going to be one explaining to your 10-year-old why they need to scan a passport, provide a blood sample, and get facial fucking recognition every time they log in and build a digital treehouse? Short of fucking biometric scanning and retina ID and a fucking ancestry test, there's no bulletproof safeguard. You can't code your way out of bad parenting, and yet here we are, demanding that dev teams solve grooming, mental health, bullying, and human depravity, all while keeping UI kid-friendly and making sure your 2012 iPad don't melt. It's a tech arms race against human scum, and you're mad at moderators didn't win it solo, blindfolded and unpaid. We need to stop pretending like platforms are omnipotent guardians and start treating them like what they are, tools. And tools are only as safe as hands fucking hold them. Problem is, most of these hands are too busy scrolling reels or arguing on fucking Facebook to actually parent. Here's ugly truth. It's easier to blame an app than admit you failed your own kid. That's what this entire lawsuit smells like. A desperate attempt to rewrite history by dragging billion-dollar corpse through mud while conveniently ignoring the fact that Predator wasn't coded into a platform. He walked in cause nobody were watching do her. This is modern parents' Hail Mary. It's not my fault, it's algorithm. It's not my neglect, it's UI. Cause blaming tech feels cleaner than facing guilt of being absent, distracted, or simply too fucking young and immature to handle raising a child in first place. You know what else reeks here? Timing. She's barely turned 18. Suddenly, legal machine kicks in. That's not justice, it's strategy. It's PR mass vengeance masquerading as advocacy. And while lawyers circle like sharks in suits, industry braces for another wave of censorship, overreach, and panic policies that won't fix a fucking thing but sure as hell will clog internet with more filters, more red tape, and fewer places for kids to safely be kids. Because let's be real, they're not leaving these platforms no matter how many times you sue them. And yeah, I said panic, because we've done this dance before. Video games cause violence. Social media causes depression. Tech is grooming your kids. No, it bloody ain't. People are. Sick people, hiding in plain sight, who exploit same digital freedoms that you enjoyed growing up. But now you want someone else to fucking parent-proof world for you. This ain't justice, it's cowardice with a lawyer's letterhead. And more we normalise suing platforms instead of fixing families, more predators win. Because Note says easy hunting ground like a generation of kids with parents too busy pointing fingers to actually fucking protect them. Here's where it gets truly sick. And I don't mean sick in cool skateboard trick sense. I mean rotting soul kind of sick. Because let's drop mask entirely. This lawsuit, this tragedy, this girl's trauma, it's not just a legal battle. It's a bloody business model. There are entire industries built around monetizing outrage. Trauma becomes currency. Victimhood becomes brandable. And lawyers, vultures in silk ties, circle like feeding time at Empathy Zoo. They don't want justice. They want a payout. They want headline. They want a bit face at next movement. Because let's face it, tech giant sued gets clicks. Dad didn't supervise? Not so much. It's the same machine that hijacked Me Too into goddamn gold rush of lawsuits, TED Talks and book deals. Genuine victims buried under a mountain are opportunists, turning pain into a portfolio, and now it's kids on docket. Worst part, girl at centre of this, she's just another asset in case file. She'll get paraded around when it suits narrative, then forgotten when fucking check clears. Meanwhile, platforms will roll out some new AI buzzword, promise safety 3.0, and shove even more responsibility onto underpaid mods and broken filters. Parents will nod, satisfied that someone did summat, while their kids still roam same online minefield, unguarded, unsupervised, and wide open to next fucking predator with a Wi-Fi signal. You want to know what real exploitation looks like? It's not just what Monster did to her, it's what everyone else is doing now. Turning her story into a sledgehammer to swing at platform, all while nobody's fixing actual fucking problem. That next victim is already online, already being ignored, and already primed to be failed in exact same way. But hey, at least someone's getting paid, right? This didn't happen cause Roblox was evil. It didn't happen cause Discord failed. It happened cause somewhere along the way, parenting became fucking optional, and accountability became unfashionable. We've raised a generation with more screen time than supervision, more safety filters than actual fucking safety, and more trust in strangers online than in people living under the same roof. When it all burns down, when a child is groomed, exploited, destroyed, we don't look inward, we don't ask what hell we're doing. No, we reach for a lawsuit, we blame platform, we go viral. Because blaming a faceless tech company lets you sleep at night. Owning your failure as a parent? That shit'll haunt you. What happened to that girl were horrific, unjust, and unforgivable. But pointing fingers at code while ignoring flesh and blood adults who were supposed to protect her, that's just cowardice with a marketing budget. This rant made you feel uncomfortable? Good. If it pissed you off, even better. Maybe that's what fucking takes to break through noise. Now if you want more truths like this, unfiltered and ready to ruin your day best possible way, you know what to do. Join Discord, follow on X, and consider a channel membership if you're into that sort of thing. Links are in the description. Smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave your comments and rants below. I might just feature it on channel, if it's not complete bollocks. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.